Hi guys, this is Mark. I'm from Legacy Media. I'm a professional photographer from England, UK. This is a video about the new Canon Rumours that they're due to release a full-frame mirrorless camera, and it's exciting times for the camera world. Nikon have just released their two new cameras, full-frame, the Z6 and the Z7. They look like exciting cameras. I wanted to talk a little bit about why I think that Canon and Nikon are not going to give you the best camera right now in the mirrorless range. And I think the reason why is because obviously they're so heavily invested in their DSLR ranges, and they know the pros trust these cameras and use these cameras. They're not going to release something in a mirrorless format that is better than them, simply because they want their pros to buy their high-end cameras. I mean, it's basic economics. It's the way business works. I mean, they've heavily invested in creating these fantastic cameras. They're not just going to throw them away in one swoop. So naturally, they're going to do this progressively, and they're going to, slowly probably move over to mirrorless, which is the future. And I think we all know that, but I think they're going to do it very, very slowly. Simply because their cameras are already, fulfilling customers' needs. Obviously, a lot of Nikon and Canon shooters are switching because of frustrations with technology and lack of progression. But these cameras will be sort of stop gaps for people who are thinking of switching. So they're kind of appeasing those people so they can say they've got a full frame mirrorless and still use their Nikon and Canon glass, and they're happy. Some people won't be happy with that and will still move over, and that's where Sony come in, who have been basically trailblazing the industry at the moment with their mirrorless cameras. They're not as heavily invested in the past, because in the past they were playing second fiddle to Canon and Nikon. So they basically are very much in a good position because they can just go full throttle with the mirrorless and make a name for themselves in mirrorless cameras, like Canon and Nikon did with the DSLR cameras. So the future could be Sony. They've definitely got the money. They're definitely a big enough company, and they're just going to keep going, releasing more and more cameras, getting better and better and better. All the things that people criticize Sony for, they're slowly sniping out each argument, and well, I wouldn't even say it slowly, they're quite quickly doing it. If you think 2 years ago, they were nowhere near where they are now, and now they're just, leaps and bounds ahead of so many camera companies in the mirrorless industry. And then also you've got other camera companies coming into the battlefield, like Panasonic. They're looking to release a full frame this month, and also Fuji, who are even going higher than that and looking to release a full frame, a medium format camera. They're really sort of competing now, and they're seeing that there's a gap. There's a gap that these big camera companies for so long had locked down to a T. It was just a question of which one are you going to go for, Canon or Nikon. But now that's not necessarily the question. The question is it Canon? Is it Nikon? Is it Sony? Is it Fuji? Is it Panasonic? Which can only be a good thing. It can only be a good thing for consumers, because these camera companies have to compete, and then it makes it cheaper, more accessible to the average person to buy a camera, because they compete in terms of price as well. So, and obviously the features as well in the camera. So it's a good time. Photokina's at the end of the month, which should be interesting, because all these camera companies are going to be looking to release their cameras and test them, and people are going to get to review them. I really wish I could go. I'm still holding out to the thought that maybe I might go, but it would be an awesome thing to go there and just to see all that take place. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. I will give an update once Canon and Nikon, Nikon have already released theirs, but Canon and Panasonic and Fuji release their cameras. As they do, I'll give you an update as well. But thank you so much for subscribing, and if you're not subscribed, then please subscribe and stay tuned for these videos. Have a look at some of my other videos. This is a photography and videography YouTube page, so feel free to browse and have a look. I'm slowly uploading content, needs to be quickly uploading content, so stay tuned. I've got lots more in store, and yes, look after yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.
LegacyMedia.com